It is the ultimate heavyweight fantasy clash between pure, unbridled ferocity and an immovable mountain of raw power. What happens when the most feared knockout artist in boxing history steps into the ring with the legendary king of the four-rounders? Can Iron Mike Tyson chop down a 400-pound human wrecking ball? Or will Butterbean land one catastrophic overhand right that shocks the world? Let the simulation begin. Origins: Mike Tyson. Long before he became a global pop culture icon, Mike Tyson was a terrified, bullied kid navigating the brutal, unforgiving streets of Brownsville, Brooklyn. Arrested nearly 40 times by the age of 13, Tyson's life was headed for tragedy until he was sent to a juvenile detention center. There, his raw, terrifying physical potential was discovered and eventually handed over to legendary boxing trainer Cus D'Amato. D'Amato didn't just train a fighter, he engineered a gladiator. He took Mike to the quiet town of Catskill, New York, and forged his mind and body into a singular weapon of destruction. Iron Mike became the youngest heavyweight champion in history at just 20 years old. He mastered the peekaboo style, combining lightning-fast head movement with catastrophic punching power. Iron Mike didn't just defeat his opponents, he broke their spirits before they even stepped through the ropes, bringing an aura of pure, intimidating malevolence back to the heavyweight division. Origins: Butterbean. On the absolute opposite end of the boxing spectrum is Eric Esch, a man globally adored and feared under the moniker Butterbean. Long before he was a pay-per-view attraction, Esch was a blue-collar factory worker in Alabama, standing 5'11" and weighing well over 300 pounds. His journey into combat sports didn't begin in a prestigious Olympic camp. It began in the gritty, bare-knuckle world of the Toughman Contest. Butterbean dominated these amateur brawls with a terrifying, heavy-handed overhand right, eventually winning 5 World Toughman Championships. Transitioning to professional boxing, the establishment completely dismissed him as a sideshow act. But Butterbean shocked the purists. He became the undisputed king of the four-rounders, compiling a massive professional record filled with devastating highlight reel knockouts. Underneath the American flag trunks and the smiling persona was a man with an absolute granite chin and a right hand that carried the stopping power of a freight train. What legends say? If the greatest heavyweight legends in boxing history were to sit ringside for this incredible clash of titans, the breakdown would highlight a terrifying game of physical roulette. Muhammad Ali would analyze the footwork. I am incredibly fast, but he has never fought a man who takes up half the ring. If Mike stops moving his head and stands still, that big man is going to squash him. Mike has to hit and angle out before the right hand comes. George Foreman, knowing the reality of heavy hands, would focus on the danger. People laugh at Butterbean's shape, but I know raw power when I see it. That man has bricks in his gloves. Mike is used to intimidating guys, but you cannot scare a tough man brawler. Mike has to respect the power and chop him down slowly. Evander Holyfield would look at the psychology of the inside fight. Evander is explosive, but Butterbean has an absolute iron chin. The danger is frustration. If Mike hits him with his best shots and the big guy won't go down, Butterbean's looping right hand could change history in a split second.
How did Mike Tyson prepare for a fight?
In his prime, Mike Tyson's preparation under Cus D'Amato and Kevin Rooney was a grueling, monastic pursuit of violence. His day started at 4 a.m. in the freezing, pitch-black mornings with a 3-mile run. Tyson did not believe in traditional weightlifting. Instead, he performed thousands of repetitions of calisthenics, push-ups, dips, and heavy shrugs to build his thick, armor-like musculature. The most crucial part of his physical preparation was his neck. He performed agonizing wrestler's neck bridges for extended periods, building a neck measuring over 20 inches to absorb heavy blows. In the gym, he relentlessly drilled on the slip bag, perfecting his lateral head movement. He sparred against larger, taller heavyweights, practicing his explosive leaping left hook. Tyson's preparation was deeply psychological. He was hypnotized and conditioned to view himself as an unstoppable force of nature, entering the ring to completely destroy the man standing across from him. How did Butterbean prepare for a fight? Butterbean's preparation was vastly different from the highly technical monastic camps of traditional world champions. Knowing that his entire career was built on explosive 4-round wars, Eric Ashe did not train for a 12-round marathon. He trained for a violent sprint. His conditioning was unconventional, relying heavily on his massive natural frame and raw farm boy strength. In the gym, Butterbean focused almost entirely on power mechanics. He spent hours punishing the heavy bag, throwing his signature looping overhand rights and short, crushing left hooks. He sparred heavily, inviting smaller, faster fighters into the ring to practice his timing and his ability to trap them in the corners. He didn't focus on jumping rope or defensive footwork. He trained to walk through the fire. Butterbean prepared his iron chin to take one punch just to land a heavier one. His mental preparation was simple. He embraced the chaos, knowing he only needed one clean connection to put any man to sleep. Analysis. Physically, this is a spectacular collision of speed and immovable mass. Prime Mike Tyson stands at 5'10", weighing a dense, muscular 220 pounds. His peekaboo style makes him incredibly difficult to hit cleanly, and his hand speed is unmatched in the heavyweight division. Butterbean also stands at 5'11", but carries an immense 400 pounds of raw, thick mass. He operates with a plodding, forward-marching style, using his massive girth to cut off the ring. Psychologically, both men are fearless, but in different ways. Tyson operates on a terrifying, explosive, nervous energy, seeking to overwhelm and destroy his opponent immediately. Butterbean is relaxed, jovial, and completely unfazed by pain, treating a fistfight like another day at the office. The defining factor of this simulation is distance and stamina. If Tyson stands directly in front of the big man and trades blows, he risks catching a life-altering right hand. But if Tyson uses his superior footwork and head movement, he can systematically break the giant down. Arena and fighting rules. To host a spectacle of this absolute magnitude, the simulation takes us to the neon-soaked, roaring atmosphere of the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. The stands are packed with celebrities, hardcore boxing purists, and casual fans drawn to the sheer freak show appeal of the matchup. The rules are standard professional heavyweight boxing, scheduled for 10 rounds. Both fighters wear standard 10-ounce leather gloves. Mike Tyson enters wearing his iconic, terrifyingly simple black trunks and black shoes with no socks. Butterbean steps through the ropes draped in his famous American flag trunks, soaking in the roaring cheers of the crowd. The opening bell rings and the MGM Grand erupts. Tyson does not waste a single second. He immediately drops his head, slipping off the center line, and explodes forward. He closes the distance instantly, unleashing a blindingly fast four-punch combination. Left hook to the body, right uppercut to the chin. The punches land with the sound of a shotgun blast. The crowd gasps, expecting the big man to fall, but Butterbean barely flinches. With a granite chin forged in tough man brawls, he absorbs Tyson's best shots and fires back with a massive looping right hand. Tyson instinctively rolls under it, but the sheer wind of the punch passing over his head is terrifying. For the first 3 rounds, it is a highly dangerous game of cat and mouse. Tyson is infinitely faster, bouncing in and out of range, punishing Butterbean's midsection with brutal body hooks. But Butterbean continues to march forward, unfazed. In the closing seconds of the 3rd round, Tyson gets slightly greedy. He stays in the pocket a fraction of a second too long. Butterbean plants his massive feet and launches a devastating short left hook that catches Tyson flush on the side of the head. Tyson's legs buckle. The baddest man on the planet stumbles backward against the ropes, genuinely hurt for the first time in the simulation. Butterbean charges forward, throwing heavy leather, trying to end the fight, but the bell rings, saving Tyson from the onslaught. In his corner, Kevin Rooney screams at Tyson to use his angles and stay off the center line. As the 4th round begins, Tyson comes out with renewed focus. He abandons the headhunting and targets the massive, vulnerable body of his opponent. Tyson slips a heavy jab and digs a catastrophic right hook deep into Butterbean's ribs, followed by a leaping left uppercut that snaps the giant's head back. The accumulated damage of Tyson's blazing speed and relentless power finally begins to drain the 400-pound king. Butterbean's hands drop. Smelling blood, Tyson steps to the side, creates a perfect angle, and unleashes a flawless, devastating right-left combination directly to the jaw. Butterbean's eyes glaze over, and the massive human mountain comes crashing down to the canvas, shaking the entire ring. The referee waves it off instantly. The winner. The MGM Grand erupts into absolute chaos as Mike Tyson stands victorious. The terrifying scowl melts from his face as he walks over to Butterbean's corner, touching gloves in a show of deep, genuine respect for the giant's impossible iron chin. In this epic simulation, Tyson's legendary speed, relentless head movement, and precise combination punching overcame the raw mass and one-punch knockout power of Eric Esch, while Butterbean proved his chin was almost inhuman, genuinely stunning Tyson in the 3rd round. He ultimately succumbed to the blistering speed and brutal body attacks of the youngest heavyweight champion in history. Tyson proved that sheer mass is useless if you cannot find the target, chopping down the human mountain with surgical, explosive violence. What a terrifying and spectacular collision of heavyweight power here on Legacy Untold TV. Do you agree with this simulation, or do you think Butterbean only needed one clean overhand right to put Iron Mike to sleep? We want to read your scorecards in the comments below. If you loved this fantasy matchup, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a like. Next up, we are trading heavy boxing gloves for cinematic martial arts mastery. It is the ultimate wushu showdown as Jet Li takes on Donnie Yen. You absolutely do not want to miss this masterpiece of speed and precision. Stay legendary.